this in the first meeting against the Buccaneers, and I think we need to stick to it in this game to be successful offensively.
Yeah, I agree. I think pound the run, play action, deep shot is obviously what we want to see. I do also think though, so this defense, I don't have the stat right in front of me, but I think they're like tied for second for most blitzes and maybe tied fourth for most sacks, something around there. Top 5 for most blitzes and most sacks. So that's not going to allow Aaron to really hang back there, dance around like we saw him do a lot more last year. It hasn't been as big of an issue this year, but the one game where he was kind of more statue-like and looking for that deep receiver and waiting for the play to develop was against this defense. And this defense, I think, sacked us 4 times that week. So yes, if we can effectively establish the run, have those linebackers hesitate, and we can get a deep shot off of the play action, I love it. I think Aaron Rodgers has thrown 21 touchdowns and 0 picks off of the play action. But that being said, not everything is going to be a PA play action. I when we're not doing that route, I do think those typical, almost Brady-like passes, and this is not the first time I've talked about this, getting Tanyan involved early, getting the quick passes to Adams, to really not allow that defense that likes to blitz time to blitz, right? Those quick pass, quick screens to basically beat the blitz is going to be, I think, very key in this game as well.
Yep, I would agree with you. So let's talk a little bit about our defense here. What do you think the key to success on defense is for the Packers to win this game?
Catch one of those balls that Tom Brady is going to give you an opportunity.
Seriously.
He's going to do it. He's going to have one amazing deep throw, and you and I are going to be sitting there like, oh, crap. Tom Brady looks like his, 6 Super Bowl championship self. But then 4 plays later, he's going to throw a terrible pass, and we cannot let him off the hook for it.
No, and this is you have to take advantage of those throws. I'm talking to you, Kevin King. Catch the ball, man. Catch the ball. And then, obviously it's going to be a little bit tough for Chris Barnes to catch with a club on his hand. But anyway, he's had some opportunities as well. I think it's going to be pressuring Tom Brady. We've talked about how, the man is a legend. He's going to go down as probably the best all time, at least most accomplished for sure. But he's so confident. He's so poised. He's got ice in his veins. But you have to be able to disrupt him, with your front four. You have to get him through the middle. So you got to be able to get him off his game. I don't think we're going to get too much pressure from the outside in this game, honestly. I think it's going to have to come up from the middle, but that would be my point. And then for our offense, to your earlier point, I think it's protect the football. The Saints turned the ball over 4 times. The Bucs scored 3 touchdowns off of those 4 turnovers, and I think had 3 points off of the 4th one.
And if I can interrupt,
you have to take.
And the Saints let him off the hook. They dropped a couple could have been picks when they were still in the lead or tied essentially in that game. The difference in the game last week of Saints Bucs was one team took advantage of turnovers, the other team couldn't quite make those turnovers happen.
Yep, and I think that's going to be one of the keys of the game for sure. I don't think it's as simple as to say whoever wins the turnover battle wins, but if we can hold on to the ball and get a turnover or 2 from the Bucs, I think we're going to win this football game.
For sure.
So, what about players? Who's your guy on offense this week for the Packers? Who has to have a big game?
Because of what I've laid out so far, and because of the importance I think of a fast start, right? The only other point that I really wanted to make today that I haven't made yet is basically every game that Tampa Bay has lost, or even the game against us, Tampa Bay seems to be getting off to a slower start than the other teams, right? Even the Vikings, I think, had a bit of a lead on them at first. We had the 10-point lead before we saw that quickly get erased. I think the keys to the game, like you mentioned, are going to be those turnovers, but then also getting off to a fast start. And I think the key player in that one, I don't think either of us have done this all year, but I'm going to pick Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur. I think those first 2 drives are so important. I think we need 10 points out of those first 2 drives right away, a field goal and a touchdown. And I think we need to stay in control by committing to that run. So I'm picking Matt LaFleur because I think this game is going to be a chess match a little bit. Like I think we really need to scheme well for this, and I think he better have these guys lined up and ready to execute, because I can't emphasize enough how important I feel like it is to get in front of Tom Brady and make him throw those long balls down the field to try and keep up with a red hot Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. I'm going to go with somebody I'm not sure I've picked all year either, and that is Mercedes Lewis, the big dog at tight end. And I say that for a couple of reasons. I'm going to say that for a couple of reasons because, he's such an effective blocker. I think that's going to be huge in this game. So if we have some sort of a play action call and the option, he can pick up a blitzing linebacker and then go out for a quick pass, something like that. Otherwise, I think his blocking is going to be really key in this game too. So just, again, a way to give Aaron Rodgers a little bit more time, especially since we're still missing, obviously, David Bakhtiari.
For sure. Yeah, I think that's a great pick. And I think that's just one more option that maybe, this defense might be overlooking, right? I mean, the cool thing about Aaron Rodgers right now and this Green Bay team is that Aaron has options. They're catching the ball at a much better rate right now. Guys are getting open. This offense is clicking. And to just have one more guy that you think is in there just to block, to have him peel out, right, and Mercedes Lewis, I feel like when he does get that pass, he's always good for, a big chunk play. So, great pick.
Okay, perfect. What about on defense? Who's your guy on defense and why?
Defensively, I think that this is going to be, like you said, can we bug Tom Brady and get him yelling at his guys? I think everyone applauds Tom for being able to get his team, in line. I think it looks a little obnoxious. Last year he was, last week, he was really chomping at one of the offensive linemen who had a unfortunately timed false start. So I think. I think Kenny Clark, to make sure that we can stop this run game. But then Kenny got involved in a couple sacks last week. So I think I'd love to see him step it up again. I think the whole defensive line, I usually pick the other three guys when I do this pick. So I'm going to go with Kenny Clark with the dual role of stopping that run, but then also getting, busting that offensive line backwards into Tom Brady's face.
Okay. I was gonna pick Kenny Clark, but I won't anymore.
Man,
obviously,
I just saw that. I stole it from you. I'm sorry.
That's okay. No worries. So I'm gonna go with somebody in the defensive backfield. So I'm gonna say, Kevin King or Chandon Sullivan, and I say that because I think Jair isn't gonna probably get a huge opportunity for turnovers. I mean, they quarterbacks haven't been thrown to his side very often this year.
Right.
So his opportunities have been limited, but I think one of those other two guys is going to have an opportunity to make an interception and make Tom Brady pay for once. So I'm going to say that. I think our turnover, is going to come from one of those guys. And I think we are going to need it to win this game, at least one turnover.
Yeah, I love it. And for all your listeners, we, because of COVID, record this over the phone and have a shared Google Drive. And literally, his pick defensively was Kenny Clark. So good thinking on your feet. When I just straight stole your take there a second ago. So.
Not a problem. There are 11 players on defense I can look at, so no big deal.
I love it.
All right. Well, hey, what else have we got? I mean, this is obviously a huge matchup. Aaron Rodgers' first NFC Championship game at Lambeau Field in his entire career. An opportunity to go to the Super Bowl is on the line. I'm shaking just thinking about it. I'm super excited for this game. I'm prepared for whatever happens, but obviously, I really anticipate the Packers pulling this one out. So with that said, let's talk a little bit about our predictions. What do you have, for a score? Who do you have winning this game?
Well, yeah, and I think before I list off the score, you nailed it, right? This is such a big opportunity, having Aaron Rodgers, the Packers, at home in a championship game is huge. Aaron is kind of famous for opening up his crystal ball and telling guys to relax, we're going to run the table type comments. And those obviously came into fruition, and he's, kind of has the reputation of saying those types of things, but he doesn't just say it to say it, right? He says those things when he feels like he has the team to back it up. And after the Colts game, when we lost that kind of tough loss after blowing a lead, Aaron Rodgers said, we had a bad game, but we're a different team. We're a special team, and he feels good about us. Last year, right after we lost in San Francisco, he said, it'd be really nice to get one of these at home. And now he has it at home. He has the team like that he has, confidence in. I think a lot more confidence than he had in last year. And I feel like we all feel it as fans. We see it out there. So I really do think this is our year to at least get to the Super Bowl, which obviously is ruining my pick for this. But I got a very similar game to last week. So I'm actually picking the same projection for the last week's game. I was a couple points off, but I got the Packers winning this one 35-17.
I love it, and I hope you're right, as I do every week, as you kind of give the Packers a little bit more leeway than I do. I've obviously also got the Packers winning this game. I think it's going to be a little bit tighter, a little bit lower scoring from the Packers side, but I've got the Packers winning 30-24 against Tampa Bay and going to the Super Bowl in Tampa.
I love it, baby. Yeah, no team. Is that right? I forget, just from when the Vikings had an opportunity to do it. I don't think a team has ever hosted the Super Bowl, so let's keep it that way. If I'm wrong, sorry about that. But, yeah, let's make sure Tom Brady doesn't get that seventh ring.
Yep. Let's make sure he doesn't get his 11th Super Bowl appearance or whatever it is.
Ugh, gross. By the way, the Packers are 3-point favorites in this game, and the over-under is 51. So I know I obviously had the Packers covering and going well above the over-under, and it looks like you do as well.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So yeah, we're both
right.
putting money on the Packers if we were in Vegas.
For sure. If I were a betting man, but I'm not. Maybe I could put some cheese curds on it. I don't know. But hey, I think that's pretty much it for the show today. Everybody, thank you for listening. Again, remembering Ted Thompson, thoughts and prayers to his family. But don't forget to rate us and like us on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts. And Chuck, as always, NFC Championship. Go
NFC
Pack,
Championship! Go.